So for the last few months, I've been doing a bit of soul searching, and when I started this YouTube channel, my first video I talked about how transparency was going to be the thing that was really important to me about this channel. So I want to be open and honest with you guys today about some changes I want to make within my business and the reasons behind it. Now, this has not been an easy decision. Okay, so I've done some real, as I say, some soul searching over the last 3 months or so to really work out what I want to do. And the truth of the matter is, at the moment, eBay is going really well. Okay, I'm making good money. And when I say good money, I'm talking about money I've got to pay the mortgage, pay the bills. We go on a holiday once a year, we can do so. I live a reasonably good life. You know, we're not multi-billionaires, but we do okay with the wife's job as well. But I've come to the decision that I don't want to just get along. I don't want to just be okay. Now, I completely appreciate there's lots of eBay resellers, and I speak to them who make, you know, millions of pounds a year. There's a few people I know who do make over $1 million. Now, am I going to be a millionaire overnight? The answer is no. But do I have aspirations to do better than what I'm doing at the moment? And the answer is 100% yes. I also speak to resellers who make enough money to do just what they need to do. So they're happy to earn enough to pay the bills, similar to what I'm doing, and they get along and they're really happy to do so. And the reason they do reselling is because of the flexibility, the fact that they don't have to go into a typical 9 to 5. Earlier this year, I managed to get some more storage space. I managed to get the 2 garages down the road from me. And I'll be honest with you, when I got the garages, that really kind of pushed me to have a vision of what I could do. A lot of people were saying to me quite quickly, it'll be really quick to fill them garages. And in my head, I'm thinking to myself, yes, I want to fill them garages. And yes, I want to get 2 more. But it's all about the grow slow. It's all about actually finding the right stuff to buy and to put into stock, because there's no point filling your eBay store with a load of rubbish. Anyway, long story short, I have made the decision to niche down. Okay, so I am going to be moving away from being a everything seller and actually selling in one category. Now, I am still going to pick up the odd item, and I'll explain that in a minute. But with regards to the category I'm going to niche down into, so I had lots of different options in my head. I had books, because as you know from previous videos, I picked up 4,000 books and really enjoyed selling books. Okay, I had gaming and video games, because I like video games, I like gaming. So to find them items is quite difficult in the boot sale field and to source them. I know a lot of people do that really successfully and make really good money. And the turnover rate and the turnaround for gaming is really good. I also considered, and yes, believe it or not, Nerf guns. As you probably see in other videos, I like selling Nerf, I like picking up Nerf guns, and I did consider being the #1 Nerf gun reseller on eBay. That did cross my mind over many months of thinking. But surprisingly, I found myself not wanting to do them 3 categories. And the reason being for all 3 is source is quite hard for them. I mean, books is reasonably easy to find, but I think for my body and carrying them heavy books around and knowing the work it took me to sort 4,000 out, it wasn't the route I wanted to go personally. But I have decided to niche into a category, something I do not know much about, something I've just started doing a bit more of, and you're probably going to think I'm crazy because of that reason, but it is clothing. And there's a few reasons why I have decided to go into clothing, okay? So clothing, as we all know, is everywhere. I even looked this Sunday at the car boot sale when I was at, and I think every store other than 2 had clothing of some sort on it, whether it be kids, women's, men's, etc. So I see it everywhere. The charity shops I go to, so much clothing. Everywhere I go, there is clothing. So my thought process was getting the stock in for clothing is going to be pretty easy. The difficult thing for me, and the bit I'm going to have to spend some time doing, is the research, because as I say, I'm not a clothing expert. Do I love clothes? No. Have I got a real passion for fashion? No, not at all. Will I ever get to that point? I can't see it, to be honest with you. I might pick up some items where I think, oh, that's quite cool, but never tempted to keep it, which is also important, because I kind of looked at the reason why I'm doing eBay. I'm not doing eBay to love every single item I sell. You know, for instance, do I love blenders? Do I love puzzles? The answer is no on both accounts. But why do we pick up these items? We pick up these items because we want to sell the items for as much money as possible. So yes, the route I'm going down is clothing. and I want to talk to you guys about my plan for niching down, because honestly, over the last 2 weeks or so, I've been having this up and down moment about whether I'm making the right decision. And I also want to talk about my plans moving forward for the channel, because it's not going to be 100% clothing. So if you're not a clothing reseller, you know, you don't have to unsubscribe, because I'm still going to be picking up the odd random item, and let me talk to you about that in a minute. Anyway, with regards to the research, I am now giving myself until December this year to become, in my head, a clothing expert. Now, I'm not going to know everything, but my plan is to know 20 to 30 brands, stuff that I don't walk past, but also to work out what is real, what is fake. So learning tags, learning what vintage tags are, etc, etc. Now, I've got lots of resource to do that, okay? I've got the Daily Refinement group, which is full of videos, previous videos from clothing experts. There's lots of deep dives and stuff in there. So I'm going to actually start as a newbie in the group and learn from the beginning and try and gain as much knowledge as possible. I've also got people who watch this channel, other resellers, other YouTubers. That's how I learned how to resell, watching YouTube. So there's lots of good clothing resellers. I mean, I can name a couple now, you know, Channy Pete, Luxury Pickers. That's just two top of my head. But I know there is thousands on YouTube who put out really good content. So I'm going to binge watching their videos to actually see whether I can learn from them and see what not to leave behind. Because I'm sure at the moment, when I'm on the rails, I'm flicking through and I'm missing stuff constantly. So that's the plan. With regards to still picking up the odd item, this year, not much is going to change, in the sense of I'm still going to be listing 20 a day everything, but I'm also going to be adding on 2 extra items this week. So 2 extra clothing. Next week will be 3 extra clothing, until I get up to 20 everything and 20 clothing. And I think for me, that is the maximum I can do as an everything seller. Part of the reason why I'm moving away from everything as well is the time it takes to pack the item. I have to find boxes, bubble wrap, extra cardboard, you name it, I've got to find all of that. And a real eye-opener to me was recently when someone I spoke to, and I mentioned his name, it's Jamie, Sully's Vintage, said that he packed over 100 items in less time it took me to pack 12 as an everything seller. And he's pure clothing. So what he's doing is grabbing the item straight into a poly bag, label on, moving on. Where for me, as I say, I've got to do all of the extra work to pack the items, and it's just taking too long, to be honest with you, and I don't want to do it anymore. But anyway, this year is going to remain the same. As I say, you're still going to see in my boot sale videos me picking up, you know, the fun everything thing. You're going to see some more clothing chucked in actually, and I'm going to make mistakes, okay, which is part of the learning. I'm going to pick up stuff at the boot sale, and you guys will comment on the video saying that's fake, you've overpaid for that, and I want that, because that for me is learning, so that's all good. But then what my plan is once I get to 20 clothing, 20 everything, is to then do 21 clothing, 19 everything, and bring that right down until it gets to the stage of, honestly, where I'm doing 35 clothing, 5 everything. And the everything is going to be the small items. It's going to be the stuff at the car boot you can't walk past. You know, if I walk past a PlayStation 1 game I know sells for £30 overnight, I'm not going to leave it behind. If I walk past, surprisingly, and there's some funny things, like a set of bowls that I've sold many a times over, and they're £5, I know they're going to go for £50, £60 overnight, I'm going to pick them up because I want to keep the videos interesting, and for me, I want to keep it interesting as well. I believe you can do this as a kind of hobby and make it all fun, and I think that's where I am at the moment, but I want to turn it into more of a business, but still have that fun aspect. Now with clothing as well, there's lots of other places I'm going to be looking for. I'm looking for new suppliers. I'm looking for stuff where I can get stock on a weekly basis. It's the guaranteed, you know, come here, pick the items, pick 200 items, and it's a guaranteed stock. Because then for me, the boot sales will become fun again. You know, when I wake up in the morning, I'm not going to be rushing to the car boot sale needing to find items. But anyway, I just wanted to come on and I just wanted to tell you my plan. How I'm feeling at the moment, I'm super excited. I'm super scared as well, because it's a big change for me in the business. I'm learning lots every day. I think naturally when you decide to niche down, I think them fears come in about what happens if it doesn't work. But look, I'm willing to take the chance because I believe that I'm going to put in the time to learn and I'm going to make it work anyway. So I hope you guys stick with me. I hope you come along with the journey. We are creeping up to 3,000 subs now, so I'm super grateful for all of you guys for staying with me this long. And yeah, come and watch me either make it work or you're going to watch me fail. Either way, let's have fun while doing it, and I'll see you in the next video.